I know it's difficult. Virtual learning would hit me hard too because we never had to really go through this when we were younger.
Never had to go through
Yeah, yeah,
it.
exactly. But you also have the opportunity to get ahead. You can stay. I know you can stay in contact with your friends. You can bounce ideas off each other, support each other because y'all all going through a whole new experience.
In my mouth, knew I would stand out when I felt lonely in the crowd.
Well, this is my life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like the mask, don't you? I got my life.
With me, I have Alex Edwards.
Live from quarantine. Live from quarantine, you know what I'm saying?
Live from quarantine. Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I want to welcome you to the Poughkeepsie Middle School and High School Alumni of the Week, where we aspire to inspire our upcoming generation. Are you ready to inspire our upcoming generation with your jewels and experiences?
Certainly try, because I remember that age. Nobody listened to me my age at all. So we're gonna try.
Now we're not gonna try. We're just gonna do it. We got this. We got this. All right. So as you know, it's been a little challenge for our students to just adjust to this new way of learning, like virtual learning. And like they haven't really been feeling
Yeah.
motivated and encouraged to like push through. So before we jump into your middle school experience, can you just tell us a little bit about, who Alex is today?
Well, let's see. Today. Well, so today I'm an outgoing. Now, well, okay, let me say. So today I'm a hardworking, outgoing 25-year-old male who never been late to work. My
Oh, yeah.
coworkers rely on me all the time. I got promoted 3 times in a year. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah,
Like
thank you.
that. Time punctuality. Key.
I'm very reliable. That's who I am now.
Right.
Not saying that's who I was. That's who I am now.
It's all right. That's good. So like tell me a little bit about like what you do.
Well, I am an automotive technician, so I fix cars, I diagnose cars. I'm a New York State inspector, so I'm the person that your parents or you come to make sure your car is legally allowed to drive on the road and safe. I can also yes, I also do tires. We do engine, basic engine work, oil change, everything to keep your car moving. That's what I do.
I do. That is good to know. That is good to hear. Okay. So did you go to college for that?
I okay, so let's see. So we can get detailed in that. I dropped out of college and ended up going to trade school because that was better for me. I couldn't stand sitting in a classroom in trade school. I was already in the cars, and trade school allowed me to actually learn what I wanted to do.
Right.
Like I didn't have to take any additional classes. I went straight into my trade, and they taught me from the ground up everything I know about what I know now.
You got to the
Well,
point.
yeah, now it's now it's hands on, but I actually went to college for a 4 year degree in business, and I dropped out after a year because I just could not. It just was I couldn't. It wasn't there for me. I don't know what it was, but I had a feeling that wasn't for me. So I
No,
found an
that's
alternative route.
fine. That is totally fine. So it seemed like you went through a lot of transitions. And speaking of transitions, how was your middle school transition from eighth grade into high school into like your freshman year? Let's talk about that.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, it's go tough because in my particular case, I was a very overweight kid.
Hmm.
I was very self conscious. If anybody who really know me, I didn't speak from in my ninth grade year. I didn't really talk. No one even knew who I was. I got into multiple fights. I got suspended at least 3 times until I found the weight room for the football team. But I needed some guidance. But that transition from eighth to ninth, I was bullied. I just didn't have a real set goal. I just was like, I'm overweight. What do I do? It was real tough because you get made fun of for being overweight. No one really understands you. Just calling
Right.
you fat and yeah, stuff like that.
Totally understand. I'm saying I was bullied too, so we in the same boat. Well, not the same boat, same river.
Same river. Yeah,
Same
got
river. I
got to be
understand.
corn.
Right. So my next question for you, if you can define influence, how would you define it?
If I could define influence, wow. Give me a couple seconds. It's like I know the definition, but it's like I don't. It feels like it's not the
Like
definition.
what is Alex's definition of influence? Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's easier for me. So my definition of influence is someone has to lead by example. You can tell me everything you want to do, but until I see you do it, you're not going to reach me. That's how I felt.
Okay,
That's how I got influenced.
okay. So who was your example in your middle school sorry, in your middle school throughout your middle school experience? Or you can even say high school as well.
Well, okay, so I'll mark two because technically it kind of leads into both. So it was when you remember Mr. Glass guy, right?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
G.
he was the middle. He actually remember he followed us to the high school. Like he was our yeah. So that was so it'd be Mr. G because he obviously loved the football team. So when he followed us there and I joined the football team, he was a big influence there. And then Coach Barger, the former head football coach, was definitely a huge influence to me. It was he's the one like I think he was the one who like I was just walking the halls. He's like, hey, you ever played football? He just caught me. Like I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was like, nah, I have it. So you should come to one of our optional workouts in the weight room. And that's how I started. Just somebody catching me in the hallway saying I should be very active in my life.
Hey, oh, that is awesome. Now look at you. That is so good. It's good to hear that they were able to set that example for you.
Yeah.
Um, that's awesome. If you could tell me a little bit just about your favorite one of your favorite memories from Poughkeepsie Middle School, what would it be?
One of my favorite memories from Poughkeepsie Middle School. Hmm. Wow, it's weird. You would think I have a lot, but I'm trying to narrow it down to because I know I've only had a few. I'm trying to think because I think it what was the program? It was there was this program I think it was called the Liberty Partnership Program with Miss Kenny,
Mhm.
and one of my favorite memories was just like I spoke it was a whole sixth through eighth grade. I met all these cool people in one classroom. I was shy. I was very shy. And Miss Kenny is so I don't I think she still runs the program for the high school, but she was so energetic. It was so hard not to talk. Like you had to talk. Like she'd look at you like, "Are you gonna speak?" I'm like, yes, yes." Like, yeah, like I
Got
think
it
one of
out
my
of
favorite,
you.
yeah, my favorite memory would be those programs in the middle school. That's what really opened me up.
Okay, that's good to hear too. So lastly, my last question for you.
Mhm.
If you were a current eighth grader in this pandemic, what would be your word of advice to the current class and yourself?
If I was a current eighth grader and this pandemic would be a word of advice to myself or them.
Yes.
Well,
Word of advice, note to self, or positive affirmation.
well, let's see. Well, me, I've always personally learned better on my own. So my thing is right now, like honestly, in eighth grade, I did this too. I would be getting, I would, I know it's difficult. Virtual learning would hit me hard too because we never had to really go through this when we were younger.
Never had to go through
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. But you also have the opportunity to get ahead. You can stay. I know you can stay in contact with your friends. You can bounce ideas off each other, support each other because y'all all going through a whole new experience. Some
Support.
honestly, if I was y'all, I'd be getting ahead. I'd be getting so far ahead. I'd be halfway through high school because I'm like, wait, you know what? I'm doing online learning. I would literally study ahead, and that way I'm ahead of my teachers. They'd be like, hey,
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm
Right.
just gonna go back to sleep. I'm already
But
done. Like,
I even like how you said just support each other.
yeah,
And now more now than ever, this is a time where we just need to help each other.
exactly. And then
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
honestly, I think the best part of this is that I'm pretty sure bullying has gone down because there's people who physically can't see each other. So
Right.
there's a lot of people I know who are relieved right now at home and rather this environment. And then there's people who rather be with their friends. There's all kind of demographics here, and they just have like at this point, y'all gotta support each other because y'all know who's having a tough home situations everybody's facing. Like there's people who are getting bullied who are relieved they're at home. There's people who are in tough home situations that led to bullying that
Right.
are currently at home with whatever situation they're in. So nobody knows what's going on with everybody's family. At least at school, you can catch these behavior, but you can't catch them now. So it's kind of hard to get through to everybody because you don't know who's actually paying attention, who's like on their phone while they're in the middle of virtual class or something like that. Like it might be even hard to keep their attention.
Right. Right.
I
All
don't
right.
think.
Thank you so much for being here. But before you go, you have to
Hmm.
get officially sworn in. You ready?
Officially sworn in.
You ready? You gotta say the oath.
I
Ready?
gotta say the oath. If I know what the oath is.
You gotta repeat after me.
Oh, oh my God. Okay.
Okay. No matter where I stand,
No matter where I stand,
my village is behind me.
my village is behind me.
I vow to never give up
I vow to never give up
and be the best pioneer I can be.
and be the best pioneer I can be.
Yeah.
Well, well, I was a football team. We were held to such a high standard. It was ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't ridiculous. Like that's why we're the men we are now. Like the
Right.
sports puts you in a different mindset. That's what I'm saying. If anybody, I don't know if you still recording, but I
Right.
need some advice. You should learn how to do a sport. Become D1 while you're on the way to high school. There's people who
Good
gone
advice
through
too.
yeah, people going through 4 years of high school and they made it to the NBA, the NFL. Like they never played a sport before, so don't let that deter you.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being here. You've officially been alumni and Jack certified, like woo, just like that.
Okay,
I appreciate it. We
it's no
appreciate
problem.
it. And I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.
Yeah, me. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon too. I'm just watching Netflix. I can't do anything else. I'd rather be at work, but I gotta be
Right.
safe.
Say bye to the people. Say later.
Later.
To my current Poughkeepsie middle and high school students, if you're watching this, don't give up. If you're watching this, breathe and remember that you have support. I need to remind you that it's not easy. It takes a village. It takes one to raise one. But you have us to support you. All right? Push through. You're almost there.
Diamonds in my dial. I'm on the rise. Been climbing for a while. I remember how I ate that for child. I ain't have a dollar when I touched the town. I was so hungry I forgot to wipe my mouth. Knew I would stand out when I felt lonely in the crowd. When that price changed, when my life